Good morning, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards, and today we are actually going to make this card. All the dimensions for these cards, the basic design, are the same. I use different embossing folders, different papers, different everything. It's got a little rip right there. Okay. Other than the sizes, the dimensions of everything, the cards are the same. I will put the dimensions and the papers for this on my blog, and then for the other two I'll explain what I used for dies and embossing folders. So let's get started on this card. Put it over here. You'll have to tell me which card you like the best. This one has an envelope like this, and the inside looks like this. And this one right here, I did this paper, the pansy paper on the flap of this envelope, nothing on the front, and then these are die cut from the paper, and I'll show you that. And then the inside looks like this. I just put another strip of paper in here. So this card looks like this on the inside. And the envelope, I just stamped on the envelope like that. So let's get the card, and as we go I'll explain what we have here. So this card has these elements. This is the, let me get my catalog so I can explain to you what we're using. It's just easier. This is the paper. I've been trying to get more of it and it's been out of stock, so I've got to try again. But it's Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. That's what I used for this card. And this, I used this Stitch Greenery die. I love this. It stitches. And the paper size, of course now I don't know where my directions are, because I had all the paper sizes, so we'll just measure. Okay, this is Just Jade 4 by 5 1/4. It's going to go here. This is the Designer Series paper, 3 1/2 by 2 3/4, and like I said, it's the same on all of them, the same size. And these pieces are, oh, here it is. I have everything buried. These little strips are 3 3/4, no, 3 1/2, the same as this, by 3/8. And these I cut from the circle dies. I used this one, which is, I think, the third from the smallest, and then this one is the second from the smallest, to cut that out. And for the stamps, well, this, I used the Painted Labels dies. I used this one right here to cut that out. And then for the sentiments, I like to get this so you know what I did. For the inside of this card, I stamped "Wishing you every happiness." It came from Peaceful Moments. And then the happy birthday also came from Peaceful Moments. So it's this one and this one. Okay. And then, let's see, I use this this and this small leaf. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is get our silicone sheet so we don't get glue all over everything, because I do that. This I die cut from some of this paper, a different paper than this one, but it's got the little gold flecks in it. So I glued these together. Let's put this right here. Get some of this gluing done. And the ribbon is the gold shimmer ribbon. It's in the annual catalog. So let's glue these together. So we're going to set this aside so it can dry, because using this glue it will move. Okay, now I'm going to glue these together. So just flip it over, put a really thin line of glue here, and a thin line of glue here. And we're just going to put these on here like so. That one. And that one. Flip it over so we can make sure they're even. Just like that. You can have it however much you want showing. Just want to make sure it's the same. And even flush to the edge. Okay. Take that down there. That'll be the sticky tape there. Shove that over a little bit. Good. Then we're going to adhere it to here, and you decide where you want your leaves. I think I want mine up there. So let's put some glue on here. And then adhere it to the top. Just like so. Okay. Okay. Then the next thing I did was I went ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this. So let's get those on there. And I put 3 on there. Just like that. Let's see, I want off. I tell you, they're sticky. I think I had it like that. Okay. And I took my ribbon, I tied it in a bow, put a glue dot on the back, and I stuck it right to the bottom of this circle, just like so. Okay, then I took some glue, and I wanted this flat. So I glued it right as much centered as I could get it. Just like that. Okay. Once you have all your pieces cut out, these cards go pretty fast. Then I wanted this threaded through here on this side, and through here on this side, like so. It's like that. Get it straight. Piece of tape right here. Some people use the tape runner thing, but I find that Scotch tape works really well for this, because I'm just going to glue this to the front of my card after I finish stamping the inside. So what I did to the inside, get this out of the way, you can see I took this stamp set, and I took this piece right here, so it's out of the way, and I am such fumble fingers sometimes. Stuck it on the block, and I took a small block for this flower, and then I took my leaf, put another block. Okay, get this out of the way, otherwise I'll be tripping over it. So then I took, for the yellow, I used the pale papaya, and I didn't want it super dark, so I stamped off. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to stamp off. Otherwise it's really dark. And then I just stamped it right over the top of those words. Just like so. And I did it again. Turned it over. So it's going the other way. And stamped it again. Just like that. Okay. And then I took my polished pink, and I did the same thing. I didn't want it super dark, so I stamped off. So put it there. See how dark that is? I just didn't want it that dark. And I stamped it 3 times. Just like so. Okay, that's the inside. I always like to stamp the inside before I put the front on. Let's go ahead and clean these stamps so that they don't get stained. I like to use my Stampin' scrub for my rubber stamps. Sometimes I'll use this other scrubber, but sometimes this just works better. For me, gets it in all the crevices when it's a detailed stamp like that. Okay, we're going to use this one again on the envelope. But let's finish the card first. So we got the front, or the inside done. So now we're going to just glue this to the front. And then we'll do the envelope, and then I'll explain the other cards to you. The card base for this is very vanilla. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The same with the envelope. And that's what color this is. It's the very vanilla. Okay. Okay. There's that card. And the envelope, we're going to make it look like this. I did the same thing. I stamped off because I didn't want it super dark. So first I stamped the flower. Right here, the corner, just like so. And I took my Just Jade, and again I stamped off because it's pretty dark. I didn't want it that dark, so I just stamped it twice, just like that. See, that's still pretty dark, but it will lighten up a little bit. So that's that card. Stuff out of the way. Clean my stamps. Hope you guys having a really good summer. Mine's been very busy. Got a wedding next weekend. One of my granddaughters is getting married. Busy time. Be glad when things slow down a little bit. So that's this card with its envelope. The next card I want to show you, which I showed you in my previous video, this is using the Pattern Party DSP, and oh, I forgot. I put some of these champagne rhinestones on there. Don't want to forget that. Let's do that really quick. Sometimes I forget that I've done this, and then I'm going, oh my goodness, I forgot to show you guys which rhinestones I used. Well, for this one I used the champagne rhinestones. I like the way they looked on the card. And I put 5 on there because I felt like this needed more stuff on it. So I put 5. There's that. Okay, now this card is done. Okay, so for this one, I used the Pattern Party paper, and it's the same size, and this card will be on my blog, the dimensions of it. This is basic white, and I used that same stamp set, wishing you every happiness, for the inside. And for this I used, for the inside of the card and the envelope, I used the painted poppies, and I used this right here. And I stamped this in Poppy Parade, and this is Misty Moonlight. And that's what this is. And for the happy birthday, I used the Sweet Ice Cream Happy Birthday. And then for the embossing, I used, I can find it laying here, this embossing folder. It's flowers. It's called Pretty Flowers Embossing Folder. I don't know that you can see what it looks like here. It's kind of it's just flowers. It's very pretty. And then I put one of these bumblebee trinkets on there. Right here. You just have to put a glue dot on the back of it. And then for the bling, I used 4 of these 2021, 2023 in color jewels for that, and I stamped this with Misty Moonlight, and then I took my crushed curry, I think. Let's see. Oh, this is the bumblebee marker. So you'd have to buy the set, which is the 2020 2022 markers, and the bumblebee was in that. But you could use your ink pad and a sponge dauber to do that. And the ribbon is this ribbon right here, and it is Flirty Flamingo ribbon. And that also is in the annual catalog. So that's that one. And this is some of the paper, the pattern party paper for that. And then for this one, I used the pansy paper. This paper right here. I love this paper. And I die cut these out of this paper right here. I just picked some of the small ones and die cut them out. And then this paper is this one here. And it's called Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. Okay? And for this piece, this is Blackberry Bliss, and this is the Fresh Freesia. And then I use the brick embossing folder. And then I use these Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I use the smallest one for this. And for the sentiments, I used the Happy Birthday from the Pansy Patch. And for the inside, I used Wishing You a Little Extra Happiness Just Because You're You. I thought that was a cute sentiment. And then for this scalloped edge, I actually used, and I know it's retired, the Be Mine Stitch Framelits, and I used this. Then I was looking at this, and you could take the largest of these dies, cut your strip, and I did about a 1/2 inch for that, 1/2 inch wide. And you could use this and cut it with this. And you'd have to, well, it'll cut it. Just cut it with this, see? You don't have to have the one that I used. I didn't think about that before I cut those. And then for this die in here, I forgot to tell you that these pansy dies are just called pansy dies. And they're in the annual catalog, so you can cut out these pansies off of that Designer Series paper. And for the inside piece on this card, I stamped with Blackberry Bliss. I used the smallest of these, and they're the Hippo and Friends dies. I like the way that looked. And the ribbon is the new in color. It is I think it's called, oh, Soft Succulent. That's what I used for the ribbon here. And then I used these again for the insides of the flowers. So that's my cards for today. I hope you like them. Give me a thumbs up if you want more detailed information on the other card. Like I said, the dimensions are all the same. So have fun crafting, and remember, this is Celebration, started on the 4th, and there's lots of free things in here that you can choose from. $50 orders to get certain things. This is a $50 order, this is a $50 order, so with a $100 order you can get both of these. I'm going to demonstrate this. This is with a $100 order, and it goes with the Shaded Summer stamp set. Delicate Dahlias, this is a $100 order. And then there's a host. You can get this free with a $300 order, I believe. Some nice sentiments on there. So And your orders can come either from the annual catalog or the this catalog right here, and you can find these catalogs on my blog. They're PDFs. You just click on them and they will open for you. So there's some really nice Christmassy things in this one, and Halloween, and fall. Anyway, have fun stamping, and you have a blessed day. Be sure to click the down arrow to go to my blog, like and subscribe, and please leave me some comments. I would really appreciate knowing what you think and which of these 3 cards you like the best. I'm leaning towards this one. I like this card. Thank you so much for watching.